What's up guys, I'm Coscoms and welcome to Clash News, the number 2 Clash Royale news channel on YouTube, where today we're going to be talking about the brand new Merge Tactics event coming to Clash Royale on Monday. Well, not really event, it's more just an update, but there's a bunch of new stuff including a new battle machine ruler. We have buildings coming, which are kinda cool, but without further ado, I think why not just hop straight into it. So, starting off, we have the new ruler, which I already said is called the battle machine. Now, the battle machine's ability, as all rulers have an ability, the battle machine is called Building Master, or their ability is called Building Master, and it says it brings one random 1 to 4 star building into the battle in rounds 1, 3, 5, and 8. And then it minuses 1 max team size, so technically the buildings count as a team or troop. I think that's what it means here. But essentially, they are going to be adding buildings in the game, but not in the way you think. They're not going to be like cards you can play or deploy. They're going to be part of modifiers, which I will mention later on. But essentially, this is what the battle machine does. They'll just spawn random buildings, which I sort of teased at, but I'll talk about what the buildings are later on. But as we have a new ruler, of course, there's going to be a level up reward track similar to what we have currently in game. And there'll be 2 skins for the battle machine, and there'll also be the confetti as usual. So the 2 skins are called Zebra Wood Machine and Ski Machine, and then there's also a 3rd skin called Forge Machine, which will be available to purchase in the Merge Tactics shop. And if you buy the skin and you don't have the battle machine, then you will get the battle machine for free, even if you haven't unlocked them on the Star Steel Road. So technically you can buy them without progressing all the way through. It says it's for purchase in the Merge Tactics shop, so I'm guessing that this one's gonna be for real money. But don't worry, because there is also a Royale King skin, which will be a Santa themed skin because it's Christmas, and this one will be available for gems, so you don't have to worry about spending real money, and you can get this skin for gems. I don't know how expensive it will be. My guess, maybe like 500 gems. That's my guess. Obviously, it probably isn't, accurate, but I don't think it will be too expensive. But I think it will also be like a reasonable price. But moving on, we have 3 new troops coming to the game. Not as many as last update. Last update we technically got 2 months worth of troops. So this update we have 3 troops, 2 elixir troops and 5 elixir troops. The 2 elixir troops we have are Mini P.E.K.K.A. and Royal Giant. Mini P.E.K.K.A. is a light armored heavy hitter with a soft spot for pancakes. As you can see, their traits, as they call it, are called P.E.K.K.A. and Brutalist. Both of those are new, which I will talk about in a bit. And then we have Royal Giant, who is a giant and ranger, and their name is, or their description is, a slow tanky ranger whose crown is heavier than his cannon. The ranger is the one we currently have in game already, but the giant one is also new. It's a new trait, which I will also mention a bit later. And then we have our new 5 elixir troop, which is the monk. So the monk is, it's a 5 elixir troop, so it's similar to the other champion in Merge Tactics, so like the Golden Knight, Skeleton King, and Archer Queen. But the monk is an ace and a superstar. Superstar is the new one, ace is the old one. It's the same class as like the bandit. It's the purple like spade. I think it's a spade. But it says it creates a shield that deflects damage onto the offender and heals monk for a few seconds every few hits. So similar to what it's like in game. It can deflect, like it creates a shield, it deflects attacks onto the offender. I assume it also deflects melee attacks, so like a knight or a Mini P.E.K.K.A. It will also deflect that, but it will also heal the monk for a few seconds after every few hits. There are also some troop changes here, so these are troops that will be leaving the game temporarily. So we have the Archer, the Bomber, the Knight, the Baby Dragon, Electro Wizard, and Giant Skeleton. Baby Dragon and Electro Wizard were actually added last update, so I'm kind of surprised they're being like taken out so quickly. But I guess Baby Dragon was kind of OP, I think. But I'm sure they're probably going to add them back eventually. Maybe in the next update. We don't know. Next, we have changes to troop traits, which I'll leave on screen, but it's a lot to go through. But you can see, for example, Musketeer is being converted to, a superstar, which is a new one. All these ones you can have a look at. Wizard is moving from fire to clan, and mage to blaster. But you're probably wondering what actually are the new traits that I've already mentioned a couple times in this video. Well, starting off with the giant. Now, there are only 2 giants in the game because we have Royal Giant and Electro Giant, and the trait here says Giant takes less damage due to their unusual size, of course. And as there are only 2 giants, you only need 2 giants to activate the minus 40% damage boost, so they take less damage. Then we have the P.E.K.K.A trait, which is for Mini P.E.K.K.A and P.E.K.K.A, no surprise, and this trait allows its troops to do extra damage, and after taking down a troop, they'll magically heal. So it's like an Evo P.E.K.K.A where they heal when they take down a troop, which is kind of cool. If you have both of them, obviously there's only 2, but if you have both of them, that's plus 30% damage and heals 30% of max HP. Then we have the Brutalist class. So Mini P.E.K.K.A, Valkyrie, Goblin Machine, and Skeleton King will be in this class. Brutalists gain bonus hit speed, marking enemies with each hit. Enemy targets lose HP after 4 marks. So every time a Brutalist attacks an enemy, it leaves a mark on them. And then when they accumulate 4 marks, so I assume as long as any Brutalist hits them 4 times, it could be like a Brutalist hits them 1 time and another Brutalist hits them 3 times, just as long as it adds up to 4 marks, then the enemy target will lose HP, and if you have 2 Brutalists, then that is plus 30% hit speed, minus 20% of max HP when you have the 4 marks, and then if you have 4 troops, that's plus 60% hit speed, minus 40% of max HP. And then we have the Superstar class, or trait. We have the Musketeer, Electro Giant, Witch, and Monk in this class. And it says, combat start, Superstar's ability bar is partially filled, 50% chance to recast after casting their ability. That's a lot of the word cast. I sort of messed myself up there. But by the looks of it, so I think for the Electro Giant, this one will be quite OP, since currently the Electro Giant does take a bit of a while for their bar to charge. So a 50% boost will be, I think, quite good for them. But as you can see, if you have 2 troops, it's by 1/3 of their bar, and then 4 troops, it's 2/3 of their bar. And then after or when they cast their ability, so for example, when the witch summons a skeleton, there's a 50% chance of their ability to recast again, or 50% chance for the Superstar trait to recast again. So, if you have 2 troops, then there's a 50% chance for 1/3 of the bar to come back. That's a lot of fractions. I hope I made that clear. But there are also the following traits which have been temporarily rotated out. So Avenger is gone because, some of them archers leaving. We have Electric leaving because, the Wizard's leaving, so no surprise. Fire is leaving because Baby Dragon's leaving. Juggernaut's leaving, just because it's leaving. Mage is leaving because, the Electro Wizard's leaving. But Normal Wizard is still in the game. Now, as I sort of mentioned earlier, there are new buildings coming to the game, and you're probably wondering, what are the new buildings? Well, here's the description they gave. I think it's easier if I show it, but it says buildings functioning like other troops with designated range, damage, and HP, but unlike their Trophy Road versions, buildings aren't affected by their card level on your collection, don't lose HP over time, only if attacked, don't count towards team size or ruler HP deduction at the end of a round. So basically what that last one means is that currently in the game, when you have a number of troops in the game, they will do +1 damage to the ruler. So if you have 1 troop standing, at the end they will do 2 damage to the opposing ruler. But basically what is it saying is that the building doesn't count towards it, so it doesn't really matter. And the building also doesn't lose HP, unlike the Trophy Road version. But what actually are the new buildings? Well, we have these ones coming in modifiers. So by the looks of it, there are 5, and essentially starting off with Elixir Collector, which will be unlocked at Bronze 2. It says your favorite Elixir Collector, now generating Golden Elixir. Move it onto the battlefield and let it work its magic, no need to sell it anymore. So it just automatically gives you plus a certain amount of elixir every round, I think. I think that's what it means. And then we have the Tesla, which is unlocked at Silver 1, which deals damage to nearby enemies, only appearing when one is in range. So similar to its Trophy Road version, it goes in the ground, and then it comes back up when an enemy is in range. And then we have the Expo. Takes a while to charge, but rapid fires on the lowest HP enemy when ready. So that's the lowest HP enemy. And then that one's unlocked at silver 3. Didn't mention that, my bad. And then we have the mortar, which is unlocked at gold 2. Long range buildings that only do damage to the farthest enemy. This one's kind of interesting. Only does damage to the farthest enemy. It doesn't do area damage, but it does like just singular damage on one enemy. I think that's what it means. And then finally, the Inferno Tower, unlocked at diamond, is damage increases over time when attacking the same target. So I think if we ever get like an Inferno Dragon, it would sort of be similar to this, but these are unlocked by modifiers, but they can also be unlocked through the new Battle Machine card. But looking at it, my guess is that maybe Elixir Collector is like 1 star, Tesla 2 star, Expo 2 or 3 star, maybe 3 star actually, Mortar 4 star, and then Inferno Tower 5 star. So those are the ones that can be unlocked by the Battle Machine. There are a bunch of other changes and improvements to Merge Tactics, which I will put on screen, but a quick TLDR is that emotes are going to be added, so you can be toxic if you want, or you can be nice if you want. There is also going to be battle stats, which you can have a look at real-time stuff for you and your opponents each round, which is kind of cool. So you can sort of see how well your current like deck is performing. And then there's also the option to zoom in and zoom out. You can view your troops more, I guess, easily, or just have a look at them more close up. And then you can also sort ruler skins in the collection tab by ruler or rarity. But yeah, essentially, I hope I kept this quite short. I mean, it's like 10 minutes long, but that's the new Merge Tactics update in a nutshell. I hope you enjoyed this video, but drop your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, this is Cosmocosm signing off Clash News, and this is me blasting off, and I'll see you in the next one. I really need to work on that outro.